Detective Wayne Goodman threw down a brown paper envelope onto his desk beside his glass of whiskey and began rolling a cigarette. The envelope boasted the word "evidence" in large red letters, along with numbers and barcodes. He chuckled to himself over how eager the evidence storage department had sent him everything he had asked for. He knew they were desperate, and with people going missing every day for the past year, the department was going to do whatever it takes. Wayne clicked open his Zippo and lit his cigarette. He took a long drag, bringing in the bitter, sweet smoke into his worn and aged body. As Wayne enjoyed the nicotine rush, he gazed down at the dark New York streets from his apartment window. They reminded him of how growing up in Brooklyn was like, and what it meant to carry the shield. All the countless rapes, murders, and drug deals which plagued his city would always make the badge in his pocket more meaningful than a piece of polished brass. Goodman took a final drag from his cigarette and stubbed it out in the ashtray on his desk. Reaching over, he picked up his whiskey and threw back the remaining amber liquid. His tongue tingled as the sour yet sweet caramel scotch glided over his palate and found its way down his throat. Wayne took the 9mm Beretta from his waist and placed it on the desk before taking a seat. He produced a sharp folding knife from his drawer and opened the envelope. The envelope contained one of many belongings of another recent missing person, Dr. Samuel North. A small black cassette tape slid out of the envelope. Goodman studied the tape. The Successor project was scribbled in barely legible writing along the side of the tape. Wayne opened the second drawer of his desk and produced a cassette player. He plugged it in and opened the port. Goodman rolled another cigarette and lit it before inserting the tape. The speakers gave a loud static crackle which echoed throughout Goodman's small, neat apartment. He winced at the noise and turned the volume control to a less irritable sound level. The crackling stopped and a man's voice could be heard. The man sounded old and his accent was from England. October 3rd, 1998. Facility 34. Location classified. Chief Scientific Officer Dr. Richard Warwick, geneticist. For 650 million years, evolution has labored hard to place us here, and our species has celebrated its 100,000-year reign beautifully. Alas, the time has come. Humanity's transcendence draws ever closer. I myself, aided by Dr. North, shall usher in the next stage of greatness for Homo sapiens. For I have worked my entire life to fulfill this dream. October 14th, 1998. We have acquired 18 test subjects and have begun preparing them. Of course, consent was no issue, as the subjects have no next of kin, thus little suspicion will be roused upon their disappearance. October 17th, 1998. Subjects 4 and 13, both male, have been violently restrained today after an incident with a trainee member of staff. The subjects broke the young man's collarbone and gouged out one of his eyes. November 1st, 1998. Subject 2 has been found to show early signs of pregnancy. This is a great annoyance to the protocol. I have issued Subject 2's immediate termination and her body to be disposed of. However, Dr. North seems adamant upon removing the fetus and keeping it for future experimentations. This was noted and approved by myself and the director. Other than this small hindrance, the other subjects have been prepared and are ready. The protocol will be initiated after I have made the final checks. November 4th, 1998. I cannot express the sheer joy I feel today. Today the Successor project was initiated. Finally, my life's work. 40 years of research. Everything manifested into excellence today. Stage 1 has been implemented. All subjects have been bound to their stations, and their entire integument has been removed along with their spleen and bone marrow. I ensured no anesthetic or pain-reducing drugs were used. We cannot guarantee the conflicting effects they may have on the augmentation serum already in the subject's system at this stage. Ear protection was advised to prevent distraction from the subject's pleading and cries. November 5th, 1998. Subjects 5, 10, 17, and 18 have all died prior to the Stage 1 procedure. Their bodies have been disposed of in the facility's blast furnace. Stage 2 is now in effect, and the surviving subjects have been put into an induced coma and placed into cultivation tanks. Genetic remodeling was performed by myself and Dr. Redford on the subject's bone marrow. We have successfully returned the altered bone marrow to the corresponding subjects. December 23rd, 1998. It has finally begun. The transcendence has finally started. Subjects 4 and 6 have shown a 257% increase in muscle mass and a 183% increase in bone density. Moreover, the overall stature of subjects 4 and 6 has increased by 9 inches. Subjects 11 to 16 have shown increased brain activity. However, their organs display signs of decay. Further studies need to be conducted on the matter. Subjects 7, 8, and 9 have remained without change. Dr. North will be increasing the augmentation serum being delivered to the tanks tomorrow. Unfortunately, subjects 1, 2, and 3 have died as a result of their brains enlarging beyond the capacity of their skulls. January 12th, 1999. Subjects 7 and 8 have been incinerated today because of an unexpected surge of growth of their skeletal systems. The subject's bones grew exceptionally large at irregular angles, essentially tearing the subjects apart. The disposal teams had to use chainsaws to cut the dead subjects out of the cultivation tanks. Moreover, subjects 11 to 16's organs have completely failed due to heavy decay, and the musculature has begun to peel away from the bones. Strangely, their brains are exhibiting exceptionally high levels of activity despite the near lack of integrity of their bodies. I'm losing subjects faster than I expected. I only hope some survive. I could not bear it if my dreams were stolen from me like this. February 2nd, 1999. Subject 9 has shown increased muscle mass by 200% and bone density by 138%. Moreover, 9's bone structure has begun to change, unlike the others. His hands and feet have begun to take on a cloven-like appearance, and the bone structure of the legs have resembled that of a canine. Subject 9 has also begun to develop a transparent skin over its entire body. I believe he may be my perfect subject. I looked at 9's file, and I found his name used to be Adam. How fitting. February 20th, 1999. I'm going to make this absolutely clear. Subject 9 is only to be referred to as Adam, or else I will have security shoot dead another member of staff. I will not tolerate any belittlement of my masterpiece, even if it is from another senior member of staff like Dr. Redford. March 18th, 1999. Subjects 11 to 16 have been disposed of due to complete decay. Their brains have been kept in cold storage for future studies. More importantly, Adam's skull has changed in shape. His jaws have become more pronounced and his teeth have fallen out. Close examination shows sharp, triangular teeth emerging from the black gums. 4 and 6 are showing the same changes. March 28th, 1999. Dear God, Adam's awake. He's awake. When I was running some tests in the lab earlier, I noticed Adam's eyes were following me about. When I investigated this by placing my hand on the tank, he did so too. I have never fathered children, but I can only imagine the feeling somewhat resembles the one I'm currently experiencing. March 29th, 1999. Dr. North, this tape is my testament to my creation. I'm leaving it with you. I'm recording this message from my car. 2 hours ago, Adam and the other 2 subjects broke free from their containment and ripped apart everyone inside the facility. I escaped. I escaped to the surface using the senior staff elevator. You're lucky, you know. Guest lecturing in Spain today perhaps saved your life, Dr. North. But it doesn't matter. We cannot stall evolution. And this is their world now. After I've posted this tape to you, I'm going back to the facility. This is probably the last you'll ever hear of me.